Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jyoti Prakash and let's get into the video. First of all, let's look into Bank Nifty in one day candle chart. After that, we will going to look into 15-minute candle for any trade identification. Okay. Here you can see that Bank Nifty opens today on higher level, and after that it shows some negative movement here. And but in the last 2.5 hours, it shows more positive movement and it trades around higher level. If tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap up, it may continues buying trend, and you can say to target to 41,850 to 14,900. But if it's open flat and if it closes above 41,750, you can take trade for buying. And let's assume it's open above 41,800, 14,900, and if it's opens around 42,000 round level, and if it shows any negative scenario there, then you can take trade for selling. But right now it looks positive to me if it's opens flat or opens gap up. Now let's look into in 15-minute candle where we're going to take trade if it's open flat, open gap up, or no gap down. Here you can see that in Bank Nifty it shows negative movement here after opens gap up. Tomorrow yesterday it closes around 41,300, and today it opens around 14,700, almost 450 points open gap up, and after that it shows negative movement to us. But at the end it shows W pattern here. You can see that it shows W pattern here, and it closes around 14,700. So you can take trade for buying tomorrow if it opens flat, and if it closes above 14,700 or 14,750, then you can take trade for buying, and your target will be 14,850 to 14,900, and your next target will be 42,000. But let's assume it's open above 40,000 or 41,900, and after that it shows any negative scenario there, then you can take trade for selling, and your stop loss will be high of that candle, and you can set your target to 41,750 first. Second target you can set your to 41,680. But it may happen that if it opens gap up and continuously goes up and it closes above 42,000 round level, and 42,000 will be all-time high of Bank Nifty. So you can assume it as if it's open gap up and shows positive movement and it closes above 42,000, then it may show positive movement after that. But let's look into that time after what will going to happen during market hours. And if it opens flat, it may happen that it opens gap down. Let's assume it opens gap down and it closes below 41,500, or if it's open gap down around 41,600 and shows any negative movement there, then you can take trade for selling, and your target will be 14,500. Next targets you can set to 41,350 to 14,330. But it's opens, let's assume it's opens around 14,400 or 14,450, and it shows any positive movement there, because here you can see that in the last 2.5 hours market Bank Nifty shows positive movement here. So you can assume it is if it opens in between 14,400 to 14,450, and if it shows any positive movement there, then you can take trade for buying, and your target will be 14,700. But for now, I'm suggesting you if it's opens flat or open gap up, then you can take trade for buying, and if it's open gap down and shows any negative scenario, then you can expect some selling pressure here. Now let's look into Nifty one-day candle chart. Here you can see that Nifty also makes similar kind of pattern as Bank Nifty, and it opens gap up and continuously goes down until 18,050. After that, it goes shows some positive movement there, and it trades above 18,200. So you can take trade for buying if it opens flat or opens gap up, and if it closes above for 18,250, then you can take trade for buying, and you can set your target to round level 18,300 to 18,350. But now let's look into in 15-minute candle where you can take trade for buying or selling. In here you can see that Nifty also opens gap up, and it shows negative scenario here by making a shooting star in 15-minute candle. After that it continuously goes down, and here you can see that it shows positive movement after it breaks that lower level, which stellar stop loss will get stellar stop loss got hit, and after that new buyers were added here, and it closes around 14,200. And tomorrow if it opens flat or opens gap up, and if it opens closes above for 18,250, then you can expect some buying scenario here, and your target will be 18,300 to 18,350. But it may happen that it opens gap up around 18,300 or 18,350, and it shows any negative scenario there by looking if it's open, so if shows any scenario, negative scenario there, by making that these types of candle, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your stop loss will be high of that candle, and you can set your target to round level 18,200. But if it opens gap up and shows positive intent there, then you're going to wait for 5 to 10 minutes for any trend confirmation. And if it closes above 18,350, then you can expect some good positive movement here, and your target will be 18,400 to 18,450. And it may happen that it opens, if it opens gap down, and if it's open gap down and if it closes below 18,150 or 18,120, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your target will be 18,080 first, and second target you can set to 18,022, round level 18,000. But if it's open gap up and continuously go up, you can expect some positive movement here, and if it's open gap down and shows any negative scenario, then you can expect some selling pressure here also. And for buying it, if it opens around 18,100 or 18,080, and if it shows any positive movement there, you can expect some buying pressure here, because in those rally, those buyers who did not take any buying trade here, or they will going to take any buying trade because they missed that rally. So it may happen that if it's open gap down and shows any positive movement, then it may go up until 18,200 to 18,250. Okay, now let's look into Bank Nifty components, because Bank Nifty components are very crucial for making profits in Bank Nifty options, because Bank Nifty did not make by himself. Bank Nifty options are helping Bank Nifty to goes up or goes down. And if you really capture Bank Nifty components movements during market hours, then it will be really beneficial for you to take any buying or selling trade. And here you can see that in HDFC Bank, it's open gap up, and after that it continuously go down, and it trades around 1490, and but it did not goes more down, and but after that it shows positive movement here, and it closes above round level 1500. Now it's trades around 1580. So you can take it for buying if it opens flat, or if it opens gap up and closes above 1510, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be first 1515. Next target you can set to 1520. But if it's opens above 1520 and shows any positive movement here, then you can expect your next target to 1528 to 30. And now let's look into ICICI Bank. Here you can see that in ICICI Bank, it trades around that higher level, which is 920. If tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap up, and if it closes above 920, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 927 fast. Second target you can set to 934. But for any selling scenario, it needs to closes below 908. After that, you can expect some selling pressure here, and your target will be 900. But for now, if it's opens flat or open gap up, then you can expect some good buying pressure here. In let's look into SBI Bank. Here you can see that in SBI Bank, it opens move gap up, and after that it continuously goes goes volatility, and it shows some buying movement here, and also shows some selling movement here. You can, if you look into 15-minute candle, here you can see that it opens gap up and continuously goes up. After that it goes down, but at the end it shows sideways movement and closes around 615. And if tomorrow markets opens flat, and if it closes above 615, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 622, 620, round level 622 to 622. And if it opens around 620, after that if it shows any negative scenario, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your target will be 612 to round level 600. But if it opens gap up and sustains there, then you can expect some selling buying pressure here. And let's assume it opens flat and continuously go down, and if it closes below 610, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your target will be 550 to round level, sorry, 600. If it closes below 608, you can expect your target to 605 to round level 600. Now let's look into Kotak Bank. Here you can see that Kotak Bank closes below that round level 1900, and after that it trades around 1882. If tomorrow markets opens flat or opens gap down, and if it closes below 1880 to 1880 or 1875, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your target you can set to 1863 to 1853 almost. And if it opens gap up and sustains above 1890 or 1895, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 1900 first, and second target you can set to 1910. But for now, Kotak Bank looks more negative to me if it opens flat and goes down. But if it's open gap up, then we're going to wait and and trade according to the market trend. Okay. Now let's look into Axis Bank. Here you can see that Axis Bank shows some sideways movement here for almost 3 to 4 days, and if it shows a negative movement here, if it opens flat or opens a gap up, and if it shows any negative movement in there, if it tomorrow opens around 880, after that it shows any negative movement there, then you can going to take it for selling, and you can set your target to 870 to your target, which will be next target will be 865. But if it opens flat and closes above 875, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 880 to 885. Okay. Now let's look into IndusInd Bank. Here you can see that IndusInd Bank, IndusInd Bank plays with our emotion because it opens gap up, and it did not closes above 1160. We need to close above 1160, or if it may happen that it closes below 1140, but it did not goes anywhere. We need to closes below 1140 or above 1160. So you can expect some good movement here. If tomorrow markets opens flat and if it closes above 1145 or 1150, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and your target will be 1160. And if let's assume it opens around 1160, and if it shows any positive movement there, then you can expect some buying pressure here, and you can set your target to 1182 to round level 1200. But for now, if it closes below 1140 and shows any negative scenario there, then you can expect some selling pressure here, and your first target will be 1120 round level first. Second target you can set to round level 1100. And that's it for today, guys. If you like the video, you can subscribe my channel. You can also share it, and bye bye everyone.